Hi everyone, welcome to our workshop on emoting through Indian music. I'm Ayilisha and together with me here is Amitesh, and both of us are members of the NUS Alumni Indian Ensemble. Today we'll be looking at how we can express Navarasas through ragas in Indian classical music. And I'll be playing the veena and Amitesh will be playing the violin. Now about the idea of Navarasas or 9 rasas. Rasa literally in Sanskrit means essence, taste, or flavor, and it could also mean emotions. So the concept of Navarasa is fundamental to all Indian art forms, whether they are visual, literary, or musical. So your Bharatanatyam, Kathakali, Indian classical music, or even literature. The arts are all about playing with emotions and transporting the audience to another parallel reality. So in Indian classical music, we can create this parallel reality of emotions for the listener through ragas.
Primarily, Indian classical music is based on melody rather than harmony, which you see in Western music. And the most important melodic structure here in Indian classical music is called a raga, which is more like a canvas on which an artist paints a picture through emotions. Indian music is constructed from 7 notes, that is sarigama padanisa,
which can be likened to the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do in Western music. So when we have different combinations of these notes, we can create different ragas. But ragas are more than a string of notes. They represent combinations of emotions, which is exactly what we will be exploring today.
Right. And just as a brief interlude, we are using this notation extensively throughout this workshop. And that is, it's sarigama padanisa, where we have sa and pa as fixed frequencies, which Ayilisha will demonstrate.
So this is your sa, and your pa is here. And your sa in the next octave would be.
And between these notes, there are 12 different notes, which are really subdivisions of re, ga, ma, da, and ni. So the re, for instance, can be divided into re 1, re 2, and re 3. And now Ayilisha will play the full set of 12 notes, which shows the chromatic scale. And one final point here is that sometimes we refer to one frequency with 2 different names. So for instance, if you see the red box, both Re2 and Ga1 really denote the same frequency and the same note. And this really makes for very interesting combinations of ragas, which we will be seeing later into the workshop. And the first emotion that we will be talking about today is what is known as Hāsyam, which really corresponds to amusement and laughter. So to really showcase that childlike quality of innocence, playfulness, and that audacity that we see in children, we're using a raga called Kuntalavarali, which is a pentatonic scale, which means that there are 5 notes in both the ascending and descending scale of this raga. So the ascending scale or arohanam is as follows. And the descending scale or avarohanam is. What is very interesting to note here is that in the earlier slides, we talked about sarigama padanisa. So it's padanisa, whereas here we have panidasa. So this is interesting because this creates a zigzag effect, which is also known as a vakram scale. And this allows us to explore the idea of playfulness further. Another point is that the ascending and descending scales are asymmetric. So how you ascend is not the same way you descend. And this also allows for a larger degree of variety when actually playing this raga. So we hope you enjoyed the video that follows. The next emotion that we're conveying is what is known as Adbhutam, which is also wonder and amazement. And to really showcase this element of surprise, which is a more mature feeling than, let's say, laughter, we are using this raga called Behag. And this is a raga from the Hindustani tradition, which is really the North Indian tradition. And therefore, the ascending and descending scales are more complicated. But what is nice is that we don't necessarily have to follow the ascending and descending scales exactly, as was the case for Kuntalavarali. And we have very interesting combinations of notes, such as both the existence of both Ma2 and Ma1, as shown in the red boxes here. And this allows us to explore a lot of foreign notes, and therefore Behag itself is called a Bhashanga Raga, where it has a lot more flexibility in how we emote through this raga. And we hope that the following video will also showcase that. So the next emotion that we are talking about today is known as Śṛungāram, or love and romance. And there are two sides of this. One is the elation and joy aspect of it, as well as the longing. And to show this, we are using a pentatonic scale called Hamsanadam as follows. And the interesting part here is that this uses the Ma2 note, which really adds an additional layer of depth to communicate a more deeper feeling, as Ayilisha will show.
So this is where your Ma is in the scale, which is right next to Pa. So it's just half a note distance away from each other. And if you look at the Re and the Ma, there's a distance, a very large distance between these two notes. And that's what creates the sense of longing in this raga. So why not listen to the demonstration and really feel this feeling of romance and love.